kittens. It is I, Kat Lahovic, back again with another video. Okay, so Happy New Year, Happy Lunar New Year, Happy Black History Month. I'm filming this on February 1st. Hopefully I don't procrastinate on editing this and I can get it out faster, because this will be really awkward if I post this like 2 weeks later and it's February 1st, but whatever. Okay. Welcome to episode 3 of my Crash Out series. I don't know if I'm gonna name this Crash Out series because we're gonna be doing something different today. We are obviously in better spirits. I feel like in my last 2 videos I was just ranting and I was a little bit down bad, so I'm like, okay, let me have a little bit more energy for the camera today. And I'm gonna teach you guys something today that I feel like I have gained enough knowledge and perspective and experience to be able to speak on this. And I wrote some notes on my laptop because I have a lot of things that I want to touch on, but like I'm also just gonna like speak on a whim because that's just how we do. Hold on, actually I'm gonna fix my setup. Okay. So, I've been really into watching like podcast episodes and like interviews of like my favorite artists and like their success stories. And every time I hear a success story from one of them, there's always one quote that sticks out to me, and it's always be yourself. And like we've all heard that, and that sounds so simple, but like, has it ever been that easy? And like, what does that even mean these days? I'll explain. I feel like I've been who the algorithm wants me to be instead of who I actually am. And like sometimes I think the algorithm knows who I am by all the cookies I accept on every single website and new app that I download. Especially, I feel like you guys kind of know that I've been kind of struggling with like who I am and like identity stuff since graduating college. And like I feel like I knew exactly who I was when I was in college, and like I knew what I wanted, I knew who I was, I knew who I wanted to be and what I liked and blah blah blah. But like once I graduated, I got thrusted into this new life, and I just feel like once I figure out what that actually means, being yourself, especially being yourself outside of an athlete, I feel like this is going to help me navigate more towards life. What does it even mean to know yourself? What does it mean to know yourself? What does it mean to be yourself? People spend their whole entire lives trying to answer this question. It's hard to get deep and really understanding what this concept even means when you're like too busy doom scrolling or watching a movie or listening to like a new album that just dropped. You're doing all of this while trying to have a sensible thought that lasts for more than 5 seconds because we're too busy distracting ourselves from everything. And like I too have this problem, and like it's never been worse. So like this whole entire like know yourself thing is already suffering because like we don't have the time or the span to be able to like actually work on it because we're so distracted on like knowing other people, seeing what they're doing and like whatever. Like me too. Like I'm talking about other people, I'm talking about myself. Like we're too busy analyzing everybody else that we're not focusing on ourselves. Oh my god. But we're so distracted, but what is this distraction? Like, on top of not being able to think of ourselves, we're too busy comparing to that baddie that we see on Instagram. Like, it's normal for humans to make comparison. Obviously, comparison to like what we seem is better. But we do that for everything, and it's so natural for us to do it to ourselves that, like, we have to remember that we're not a product. We have emotion, and there's no way out of, like, that comparison. So we kind of have to be more self-aware when we do make these comparisons, because I feel like they happen subconsciously when we're doom scrolling. Okay, so this gets in the way of knowing yourself because you're basically competing with that person that you're comparing yourself to. So instead of following your own path, you're actually on the path of competing with this person that you're comparing yourself to. And the moment you're comparing yourself, you're distracting yourself you're distracting yourself from all the energy and power you could be putting in yourself, but instead you're putting it in something passive, which is just like scrolling and like looking at this person's page instead of like working on your own page. Everything in your daily life distracts you from understanding yourself while you're so busy wondering why you aren't a certain way. So instead, think about what truly makes you happy and what used to make you happy when you were a child. Usually, the essence of what we find aesthetically pleasing doesn't change that much with time. And how this basically ties into what I want to actually talk about, which is like personal style, is that like trying to fit in while only wearing very generic things only leads to you blending in, and like it basically expresses that you don't want to be seen, and that, or like you don't have an opinion, or you don't want to have an opinion, or you don't want that opinion to be heard or to be seen. It's also totally okay to like generic things, and it's okay to be a little bit it's okay to be mainstream, and like nothing at all is wrong with that. But I'm specifically talking to the people that want to have an opinion, want to be seen, and like constantly question who they are, and who want to express themselves through their clothing. And like I feel like most of the time people wouldn't expect that it's ever that deep when it comes to your clothes, but like it really is. And I don't know, I feel like when you walk into a room, your outfit says something more. Your outfit says more than what your voice ever could, in my opinion. And this was something that I didn't realize at first growing up and being younger, but now being in my mid-20s, I'm kind of realizing the emphasis of clothes and fashion and expressing yourself through that. And like I said, the way I worded that was definitely towards people who like want to be a little bit more expressive towards their clothing. I feel like if you also are gravitating more towards like generic and simple things, that also means that you know yourself and you just choose to dress in that way, if you know what I mean. Because this whole entire conversation is just about like knowing yourself, and I feel like the way that you're able to figure this out is if you're able to understand what your dreams are and what your fears are. Like what is holding you back from being the person that you want to be and dressing the way that you want to dress. And like what are you necessarily scared of, and what are these beliefs that possible limiting beliefs that you have, and also your dreams. So if nobody was in the room, how would you dress? If you were going to the places that you always want to go, what would you wear? Just really deep thoughts like that you have to kind of sift through and like understand. And I feel like if you want to like change the way you dress and you're just scared of like quote unquote doing too much, I feel like eventually if you're just more consistent on a daily basis of just wearing the garments that you want to wear, eventually people are just going to be like, oh, that's Kat over there, like that's just her, she's always like that, she's always wearing a funky sweater like that, like whatever. Like they're just gonna like eventually assume that that's just how you are, and then they're just gonna like stop caring, if that makes sense. And I feel like it's also a process that takes a lot of time. Even for me, I'm still trying to figure out exactly like how I want to dress, and I feel like within the past couple years, my style has changed dramatically. I was an athlete like majority of my life, and all I ever really needed to wear was like sweatpants and slides and hoodies, and that was what my wardrobe consisted of. But now I work a full-time job in retail, and like what I wear to work matters, and every day I'm trying to be inspiring to the people that I'm around, and like I'm trying to be very personable and stylish, which is what I love, but I'm trying to also be like stylish in my own terms, in my own regards, and still like not fall into like the trend cycle and like buying everything off of impulses, like trying to make outfits that are in my wardrobe, and like just be me. Like this whole entire thing is just being me. So I feel like every year I'm kind of just refining, or like every moment that I have and every day that I put an outfit out, I'm really just like refining what my style actually is. And so upon figuring that out, I created like a rule book. Not like a book, but like a rule list on like basically how to shop for, I'm pulling it up right now, how to shop for yourself, or how to like make decisions, because I feel like nowadays there are so many different colors, there's so many different patterns and cuts and fits, and we don't really even know our bodies well. We don't know what is gonna look good on us, because I had no idea. Like my mom always dressed me when I was younger. Like I hardly ever dressed myself. So like when I was younger, I didn't even really know what I liked, and then I was an athlete, so then I just wore like sweatpants and stuff, and then now I'm like an adult and I'm like actually trying to like figure it out. Anyways, so this is the list that I compiled. On a daily basis, I also help people at work. When I at work, I help people make decisions when to buy something, and I feel like I'm constantly like trying to be like pushy, but I'm trying to like help make sense for them, because I feel like the things that I'm wearing isn't cheap. So like whatever. I just feel like I have a lot of knowledge. Okay, just trust me. So anyways, we're gonna start. Should you buy this item? Number 1. How many different ways do you see yourself styling it? So don't buy something if you don't have anything else in your closet that you can wear with it. Like, if you buy something, you shouldn't have to buy other things to wear with it. Like, you should already have something in your closet that you can pair with it. You know what I mean? So like if you're buying a top but you don't have pants with it, maybe, and if you're on the fence, like if you're not open to buying pants, then should you buy that top? The answer probably is no. You know what I mean? 2 kind of piggybacks off the first one is, what shoes are you going to wear with it? You know? Like, if, for example, you're wanting to buy a skirt, what shoes are you going to wear with that skirt? Are you going to wear sneakers? Are you going to wear Mary Janes? Can you wear boots? Can you wear loafers? What kind of sneaker do you have? Is it a chunky sneaker? Is it a flat sneaker? Are you going to wear sandals? Like, think about your footwear. And then I feel like from there, you know, because a lot of the times I'm buying jeans, but I don't have the footwear to wear my jeans with. Or at least that's what I was doing back in the day, because I would only have sneakers, and then sneakers and jeans together looks weird, in my opinion. As a young, mature adult I am, sneakers and jeans are not my favorite. Places. So when you're in a store or you're on your laptop scrolling on this website and you're unsure if you should buy this item, think about what places you go to. Are you only going to class? Or are you clocking it at work? What do you do for work? Are you in an office or do you work from home? Chances are, if you're spending 40 hours a week behind your computer working your sales job, and they don't care about what you wear and you just wear hoodies all day, chances are you don't really need to buy a satin shirt. You know what I mean? Unless you need it for date night on Saturday, or like you're going to go get a drinky. But chances are, like, you won't really need dressier things because you don't really dress dressy at work. You need to think about the places that you go to. For me, all I did was go to practice and go to the athlete kitchen. So I needed something that was comfy because I was sore from practice, and I needed something that was easy because I was just tired and lazy. So I was only wearing sweats and slides. So I would only purchase different silhouettes of sweats and slides because I won't need a blazer ever, because like I wouldn't go anywhere that required a blazer. But now I'm at work and I need to be a little bit more profesh. So now I have about like 4 blazers that I wear all the time and then I rotate in my closet. And you have to do like a lot of like self-reflection, and like you need to think back. Because like a lot of times, like especially for me, cuz like I'm making this list because I had problems with this like in the past, because I wasn't thinking like this. Like I would just like put something on and I would be like, okay, cute, I like it, it's nice, and then I would go home, it would be in my closet and I would never wear it. Think about the places that you go to. That kind of segues us into our next point, and it's, is it setting your world on fire? Are you excited to have this in your closet? Do you see yourself wearing this tomorrow? Do you want to walk out of the store with it? Like, I feel like this rule really, really helps with like consuming too many clothes. Like, I feel like a lot of times in the past, even me, I would just buy things that I'm kind of like, about, because it's just the fact that I'm buying something new and it's something new that I can like play with in my closet. But like I'm just gonna get tired of it, or I'm like not gonna wear it at all. It just looked better on the website. So you need to really think about if you really love it. Because you can like it, but if you just like it, I feel like you're still a little bit like unsure about it and you're kind of convincing yourself to get it, because we all know that like you get that instant gratification when you buy something new. Do you already have something like this in your closet? You need to think about, yes or no. Do you? If it's yes, do you need to update that item? Like, is it breaking? Is it ugly? Is it really worn out? Do we need to update this item? Do we need to make a repurchase? If the answer is yes, then buy it. If the answer is no, like maybe you don't need it, because if you already have something, then you probably don't need it and you just want it. Let's say you're trying on a pair of jeans again and it's like a light wash blue and you already have a bunch of light wash blue denim. Maybe we should consider getting a different wash, like black or dark blue. Second to last point, I forgot what number we're on, but do you actually like it, or do you just like it because it's trendy right now? You need to really take the time to think about that, because the trend cycle is so short. Like I said earlier, you're gonna just have all these random trends in your closet that you're not gonna like, because over time, a trend just becomes an eyesore. Like I said earlier, like fur coats are kind of getting overplayed out. Like everybody has them. Like, do you really want to buy it right now because everybody has them? Like, you're gonna look like everybody else. That's fine if you do, but like, do you want to spend that money getting it if you kind of know that like you're not gonna love it a year from now? Because, like, it kind of, like, it's I feel like these trends are like taking the fun out of shopping because like you're gonna buy something, you're gonna wear it, it was trendy for like a month or two, and then you're gonna feel stupid because like it's not trendy anymore, and then you're gonna have anxiety because you're like, oh my god, I need to buy this thing right now because it's trendy and it's gonna go out of style, blah 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 blah, and then the cycle continues, and then you're just collecting garbage because you're not gonna wear it ever again. Okay, last rule that we're going to talk about today, and this one, it took me some time to understand. I phrased it in a question. The question is, can you wash it? What is the washing protocol when it comes to this garment? There's been so many times in the past that I've purchased something from like an Instagram shop or an Instagram business or like Shein or Shein or however the fuck you spell it or say it. And then I've washed it one time and it's done. Like it's gone. It's garbage. Like the quality is just terrible. So I feel like what's helpful, just understand fabrics a little bit better, like cotton versus polyester, or like if something is lined, like double lined, single lined, is it going to be see-through? Just understand your fabric and just understand the care that it takes, because like for example, if you have something that's cashmere, what if you don't know how to take care of cashmere? What if you wash it and then you're like, oh, it's cashmere, like I can't put it in the dryer, obviously, and then you hang it. I didn't know you couldn't hang cashmere because it stretches the fabric, like it ruins the shape. Like, oh my god, I had no idea. For example, in denim, you can have just like whatever general cotton, and then let's say you want to buy like premium denim and you have premium cotton is going to stretch more. And then you're going to have jeans that are like a little bit too big because you like didn't know that, and you're shopping and you're just like spending so much time like trying to figure out what your size is, and you buy the wrong size, and then or you buy the right size and then it's like too big because it stretches out. So like figure out quality, understand quality clothing. It's gonna take some time because it took me some time, but let me know if this is helpful. Like this is stuff that like I had to figure out like on my own. I feel like it's made me a more like conscious buyer and a more conscious consumer. Especially when I started figuring out like my body type and like what looks good on me, because I'm someone that is like a little bit more lower body dominant, and I also have short legs, so like not everything is gonna look good on me compared to like my peers who are like 6'2" and have long legs, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's so much to learn when it comes to this topic, and like it's so intriguing to me, and like I spend like most of my time like learning different things, and like I feel like lately I've been learning more about like what designers I resonate the most with and why. So please let me know if this was helpful, or if you have any other tips, please comment it down below or message me, or if there's anything that you agreed with or disagreed with, like let me know. Like I love learning new things and I love to be corrected if need be, whatever. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a good rest of your night, good rest of your morning, or whatever time you're watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.